Good morning, Nexties. Welcome back. Next2U, Tomoya and you. The episode I've been waiting for because I would like to see Tomoya open up. I feel like Tomoya has been more of the one where they have opened up to him, as I said last week. And he's been listening, and almost it feels like he's been getting insight as a leader for how they're all doing, what they need from him type vibe. So for today, I hope we get, like, knowing that Yu is older, I hope we get a little bit more of like how both of them are feeling, of course, but also how Tomoya is going. So this will be interesting. I also don't really know what their relationship is like. So yeah, as always, if you're new to my channel, I am on my journey of getting to know Nexz, and it's so much fun. I'm up to the last episode of Nizzy Project Season 2. It's all on my YouTube, so if you haven't watched, you can go and watch. And I've done last week on my Patreon, I did the beatboxer step inside. I've also done, I did use recent vlog, I think it's recent. I've done Real Nexz episode 51 and 52. I've done Silence of Idol for Oh Really and Beatboxer. I have done Real Nexz episode 20 and 21. This one, I don't know what this is. I've done Walking on Water Behind, and then I've done What If Idols Called You Out to the, I think that's the school one where they went into the school. This one, I think I've shared this one. I think I've shared this one already on my YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, well, good. Whoa. So all the others are on my Patreon if you'd like to watch. Yeah, let's go. I'm so excited. As of now, my bias is you, and I think it might also be Haru. I don't know. Something's happened since that beatboxer behind, guys. I don't know if it's both of them, but it's definitely you. Whoa. Haru is definitely creeping up. He's definitely the wrecker at the moment. Watch them be like, oh, we've never done this before.
안녕하십니까. 왜?
아니야.
왜?
좀
왜?
조금.
왜?
아니, 단 둘은 얘기 그렇게.
Are they rage baiting me? I feel like I'm being rage baited at the start of every episode. No one speaks together, apparently, apart from you and Sogon. None of them. How come every single episode has said this nearly? Who talks? Maybe they talk in groups, or like maybe there's always another person. But like, guys, this needs to happen more often, I think.
많이 안 하지 않아?
나는 유랑 많이 하는 편 아니야?
내 생각으로는 하루랑 같이 진짜 많이 얘기하는 그런 게 있어서
아,
그걸 피하면 그렇게 많이는 안 했다.
그 작곡이랑 안무 짤 때 내가 하루랑 많이 얘기하는데 근데 평소에 그렇게 안 많은 것 같은데.
진짜? 아, 반대로?
응.
나랑 많이 해?
응.
아, 진짜?
응.
오.
저번에 그 일본 갔을 때
Okay, I love that. I love that. You was like, we don't really talk much. Tomoya is like, I talk to you the most.
내가 그 이쪽에 놀러 가가지고
많이 얘기했지.
맞아.
기뻐서 그거. 우리의 첫 만남 기억나요?
그 니지 프로젝트 아니야?
맞아.
오, 나 기억나. 그때 우와 잘생겼다 싶었는데 나보다 훨씬 더 나이 많고 막 완전 형인 줄 알았거든. 내가 그때 애기였으니까 완전.
좀 귀여웠지.
일본에서 동갑이잖아. 이제 그 학교
맞아.
나이로는. 그래서 깜짝 놀랐어.
아, 진짜?
내가 너무 애기인 건가 아니면 유가 너무 형같이 잘생긴 건가 싶었는데 신기했어. 맞아.
아, 그래? 나는 토모야를 봤을 때 이게 연습생이지. 있잖아.
cute.
연습생의 그런 아우라가 있잖아.
어.
토모야 보고 그런
Yeah,
느꼈어.
he did have that.
뭔가 멋있다라고 느꼈어. 나는
오.
여러 경험을 겪고 여기까지 왔다라는 그런 아우라가 있었지. 그래서 좀 무서웠지.
Oh.
뭔가 그런 무서운 게 아니라 어떤 퍼포먼스를 할지 진짜 완벽하게 준비해왔구나라는 자신감이 있었어.
오.
그때. 그래서 와, 나 이거 합격할 수 있을까라는 걱정도 같이 들었어. 모든 게 토모야는 다 잘하고 1등이었잖아. 역시 대박이다라는
오.
느꼈네. 어때?
사실 그 오디션 때는 그때 개인 미션
응.
했을 때 유가 1위였잖아.
아 맞아 맞아.
그때 나는 사실 할 말이 없었어. 와 찢었다 그냥. 실력도 갑자기 늘고
야.
무대도 진짜 잘했잖아. 근데 그때 진짜 나도 마음속에서 이유는 못 이기겠다 싶었거든.
진짜?
조금 맞아 질투가 있었어 사실. 솔직히.
Wow,
그
interesting.
데뷔 준비 때부터는 조금 뭐랄까.
I really
좀
love
여유도-
that in so many of the episodes, maybe even all of the episodes, they've spoken about Nizzy Project. And because I'm reacting to it at the moment, I feel like it all just connects so perfectly because I'm like, yes, I fully understand that. It's not like I'm trying to remember way back when it aired. Like it's so present in my brain that it's all connecting so nicely.
없었고 약간 우리 진짜 잘 돼야 돼. 약간 진짜 7명 다 레전드 무대하고 진짜 실력도 완전 올려야 돼. 약간 이런 느낌이었는데 그래서 그런지 난 그때 너무 미안했던 것 같아.
왜?
이거한테 너무 세게 말했었던 것 같아 그때. 그치? 솔직히.
좀 말투는 셌지.
맞아. 그래서 몇 번 내가 아마 상처 준 적이 있는 것 같아. 난 그래서 그때 갑자기 떠올라서 진짜 최근에도
아, 진짜?
그래서 너무 미안하다. 약간 앞으로는 그렇게 하면 안 되겠다 싶었는데 그때 괜찮았어?
나는 상처는 받았지만 내가 잘못한 거를 잘 알려줬으니까.
근데 그때 내가 좀 레전드긴 했어. 약간 뭐라고 했지 나 그때 나보다 형인데 왜 못해 막 이런 거나 아니 좀 생각해봐 약간 이렇게 했던 것 같은데 그치?
아 진짜? 아
너무 심하게 했던 것 같아 내가 말을.
그런가?
응.
좀 세긴 했지.
맞아.
그래도 나는 그 말을 듣고 내 마음에 좀 불이 좀
You're like, I'll show you.
아 진짜로? 아니야 근데 그렇다 해도 내가 너무 심했어 그때.
아니 그래도 괜찮아. 나는 좋았던 것 같아.
아,
그게.
진짜?
그게 없으면 아마 이 정도까지 열정이 올라가지가 않았어.
Like, you know what's really hard is that I don't know what goes on behind closed doors in every athletic field, but I grew up in gymnastics, and the ones who go to the Olympics are the ones who are slightly abused mentally. Like, in terms of you get spoken to so harshly. There is no emotion. It is like so intense. The same, I don't know how Tomoya was, but the way Tomoya is saying like he feels like he spoke really harshly and he wishes he didn't. I'm not for speaking harshly. I don't speak harshly to my kids. I won't speak harshly to my kids, as in the girls that I coach, just to get them to be a world athlete. If you want to become a world athlete through that kind of a method, you need to go to someone else. I won't coach you that way. However, all the ones that win are spoken to so intensely. I mean, I won a world championship last year and I wasn't spoken to harshly by my coach. However, I'd also been doing the sport for so long, I know what I needed to do. And like, it's kind of a slightly different circumstance. But like all these kids, all these athletes who become perfect are like, have the most intense coaches. And I'm not saying it's right, but like, I've seen a bit of a difference in like Olympic gymnastics in terms of technique a little bit. And like, there's such a crack, like they've come like cracked down on the way that coaches are with the kids after like so much crap came out about the coaches. Anyways, but like, it gets results, and I know that's a really bad thing to say. However, back here, when you're like new and you've got to keep everyone in line, like I do understand how it could be good motivation. So it's like, it's such a double-edged sword. It's like, you don't want to be abusing people. You don't want to be stepping over the line. You don't want to be treating them like shit. Sometimes it does get results, and like, that's a sad reality, you know? I don't like it, but it is a sad reality.
아마 그게 있어서 지금의 내가 있는 것 같은 느낌? 그래서 미안하지 않았으면 좋겠고 반대로 고맙지 우리는.
아니야.
그래서 중요해 모야가.
표현? 좀 옛날보다는 조금 나아진 것 같기도 하고. 근데 안무 창작 때는 아직도 내가 약간 너무 뭐랄까 일 모드잖아 완전.
맞아.
그래서 답답하면 내가 아니 약간 이렇게 해버리는데 그건 조심할게.
오케이 알았어.
맞아. 나한테 약간 오해를 했거나 서운했던 적은 있어?
많이 있어.
I love how honest he is.
처음에는 나는 싫어하는 거
Oh.
뭔가? 라는 생각?
왜?
난리 난가? 준비 기간 때 거리를 느꼈어 내가. 그때는 동호야가 아직 그 조금 예민한 시기였는데 그때 조금 말투도 세고
그치.
아마 자기 집중하고 있었으니까 내가 말 걸어도 차가웠어 분위기. 그래서 아마 그때 내가 나 어떻게 동호야가 너무 싫어하는 건가? 나 어떻게 하지? 어떻게 말 걸면 친해질 수 있을까라는 고민을 많이 했던 것 같아. 좀 얘기해보니까 괜찮아졌고 지금 완전 괜찮아.
그래?
너무 변해. 너무 변해.
조금 기억나는 게 내가 거리를 둔 건 아니고 뭐랄까 너무 이기적인데 어필이었던 것 같아 내가.
무슨 어필이야?
그때 내가 뭐 조금 힘들었어. 이 힘든 나를 좀 알아봐줘 약간 이렇게 했었던 것 같아 내가. 그때 약간 뭔가 기억난다. 이유가 싫어서 막 그렇게 한 게 아니라 그냥 지금 아마 뭔지 알지?
네, 알아. 좀 나 알았으면 좋겠다.
맞아.
그냥 말 안 해도
어필이었던 것 같아. 나를 도와줘 약간
그런.
맞아. 나의 잘못된 표현 방법. 맞아.
그렇지.
맞아. 그랬던 것 같아. 나도 좀 기억난다. 얘기야.
그랬구나. 나는 그때 아마
He probably wanted someone to be like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Why are you like this?"
내가 도와줄 수 있는 실력이 없다는 생각이었어. 그 눈치 못 챘던 것 같아. 같이 심어 때 저 하루는 따로 짜고 있고 우리 같이 짤 때 있었잖아. 그때 많이 못 짜고 뭔가 좀 미안했었는데 토모야가 이거 어때 해주니까 뭔가 너무 고마웠고 그리고 많이 배웠어. 거기서 이런 식으로 생각하는구나, 아니면 이런 동작도 있구나 라는 걸 많이 생각했던 것 같아. 어때?
나는 계속 같이 안무 짜줘서 고마운 마음이야. 사실 한번 유가 나랑 하루랑 얘기하다가 아마 나온 것 같은데
맞아.
그때 유가 사실 나 그 안무 이제 안 짜려고 너무 토모야랑 하루한테 미안하고 뭔가 할 수 있는 게 많이 없고 그리고 둘이 짜는 게 더 좋다고 생각해서 라고 했잖아. 좀 더 배워야 돼서 라고 했을 때 너무 아쉽다 싶었거든. 근데 그때 왜 다시 하게 됐지?
그때 하루가 먼저 눈치챘어.
맞다.
그냥 그 얘기 안 하려고 그냥 하려고 했었는데 딱 하루가 유야 사실 너 그 안 하고 싶지? 어떻게 알았지? 맞아.
하루가 나한테도 얘기했었어. 이유 약간 별로 하고 싶지 않은 것 같은데 라고. 그래서 나는 그냥 좀 더 지켜보자. 이유가 먼저 얘기하겠지 기다리고 있었어. 근데 아마 얘기했나?
하루가 먼저 해줬어. 나는 결국에 하기로 했었는데 먼저 그 하루가 얘기해줬으니까
물어봐줬구나.
그때 좀 미안했지 많이.
근데 만약에 그때 그만뒀으면은 그 비트박스 안무 없어.
그니까.
Yes.
그니까. 없었어.
안돼 절대. 얘기해도 될지 모르겠는데 하루 나랑 휴이한테 얘기했거든. 나 이제 안 하려고 자꾸.
그거 알고 있어. 알아.
많이 아직 부족한 것 같아 했는데 그때 조금 안 했었어. 근데 결국에 다시 하게 되더라고 사람은. 멤버 다 잠깐 안 하는 건 괜찮은데 어차피 또 하게 되고 무엇보다 재밌잖아 안무 짤 때.
재밌어.
그치?
재밌어.
그래서 나는 앞으로도 재밌게 짜면 좋을 것 같아. 그래서 나도 사실 아티스트랑 다른 느낌이잖아. 일하는 느낌이 없으니까.
그러니까 그냥 취미를 하는 느낌이지.
다음에도 해보자.
좋아.
화이팅.
해보자. 반대로 있어? 나한테.
뭐 오해했던 건 아닌데 부도칸. 그 부도칸 공연했을 때 유가
Alright, let's get it out, boys.
뭐라고 했지? 떠나지 않았으면 좋겠어. 이렇게 했잖아. 그래서 나는 잠만. 그때 뭐 감동 받았어. 그래서 막 눈물 흘리면서 듣는데 토모야가 계속 그 넥스지 있고 절대 떠나지 않았으면 좋겠다 했는데 그때는 그냥 안 들려.
Wasn't that like last week? Wait, what? He said that last week. Am I wigging out? Or has he said this twice? Because he literally said this last week. There's no way they only filmed this recently. What concert? During the Japan performance? During the Budokan concert? Nexz2U Budokan concert. Okay, so he said this twice because he said the same thing. He literally said the same thing last week. That's... And I remember thinking that maybe he said that because of the whole situation with Heesung leaving his group. I actually thought maybe like he said that because he was like so much was going on with like a big part, a member leaving a group, and he just said it. But has he said it twice?
했던 건 아닌데 부도칸 그 부도칸 공연했을 때 유가 그 했잖아 말을 했잖아 그 뭐라고 했지 떠나지 않았으면 좋겠어 이렇게 했잖아 그래서 나는 응? 잠만 그때 뭐 감동 받았어 그래서 막 눈물 흘리면서 듣는데 도모야가 계속 그 넥스지 있고 절대 떠나지 않았으면 좋겠다 했는데 그때는 그냥 안 들렸거든 근데 그때 영상을 다시 보는 거야 네. 떠나지 않았으면 좋겠다. 아니? 잠깐만. 네가 뭔가 떠난다고 얘기했었나 약간.
아니야.
안 했는데.
너무 중요한 사람이니까. 그래서 앞으로도 넥스지에 있으면 좋겠다. 뭐라고 할까?
I know what
죽을
he
때까지
means.
같이 있으면 좋겠다.
오.
라는 마음으로 아마 말했던.
고마워. 나 그때 영상 보면 아직도 눈물.
진짜? 근데
너무 감동적이야.
진짜.
내가 리더고.
So then maybe that's why he said it again.
그 유형이 마트맨이잖아.
예스.
약간 의지되는 거 있어.
의지되는 거?
응.
토모야 생각이 의지되는 것 같아. 나에게.
오.
토모야가 생각하는 것들이 나를 위로해주고 내가 생각도 못하는 그런 걸 생각하고 있어. 토모야도 그렇고 근데 멤버들이 다 그래.
그치.
우리 그 넥스지 그거 얘기하잖아. 넥스 팀에게 많이 얘기하는데 그때 얘기 들으면서 어떻게 하면 이런 생각이 되지? 아니면 나도 이랬으면 이렇게 된다. 뭔가 이런 느낌? 뭐라고 해야 될까? 생각적으로 너무 의지되는 것 같아. 그런 느낌? 나는 어때?
나는 그냥 이유 존재만으로 나는 의지가 되는 것 같아. 근데 그게 맏형이라서가 아니라 사실 연습생 때부터 뭐 1살 형, 2살 형 아니면 동갑 친구들 많이 봐왔잖아. 근데 나는 넥스지의 맏형이 이유라서 이 지금의 팀의 분위기가 있는 것 같아 사실. 이유의 이 따뜻함 그리고 착한 마음이랑 약간 그리고 성격이 그냥 너무 좋은 것도 있고 나랑도 너무 잘 맞고 그래서 이유는 그냥 이제는 존재만으로 너무 위지가 되고 내가 만약에 아팠을 때 나는 걱정이 하나도 안 되는 것 같아 사실 이유가 있으니까 진짜로.
오 진짜?
응. 그 이유가 만약에 없으면 안 될 것 같아. 아
진짜로?
진짜 안 될 것 같다 나 생각해. 근데
That's so nice.
팀워크랑 그 분위기랑 그리고 지금 이 뭐랄까 좋은 우리 에너지 있잖아. 이거는 진짜 이유가 맞짱이고 그리고 내가 리더고 이거면 이렇게 하나라서 나는 되는 것 같다고 생각해. 완전. 근데 그건 이유밖에.
I think it's so nice to hear that from Tomoya because I did wonder, like based on all the other episodes, there was a lot of kind of like complaints towards Tomoya about how he's been or what they want from him or you know just like give me more attention, like you know all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to know that he does have someone to rely on because a leader role can be so hard, and I think the hardest part is that he's a member but he's also the leader, so there's always going to be a little bit of separation because he has to be the one that cracks down on them, and like you know like you've got to be like that, but it's nice to know that he relies on you and you is that person for him.
못하는 것 같아 나는 진짜.
아 진짜?
그 무엇보다 긍정적으로 생각하자. 그래서 그게 제일 좋은 것 같아.
아 진짜? 야 반대로 난 토모야가 리더라서 좋은 것 같아. 아니야, 완벽해.
아니야 리더는 진짜 이름만 있는 거고.
아니야.
아니야.
토모야도 모르게 그 역할을 잘 하고 있어 지금.
진짜.
사실 그 나도 리더 되고 싶었어.
진짜로?
리더 되고 싶었는데
처음 들어봤어.
진짜? 넥스지 되기 전에 리더 하고 싶다라는 생각이었는데 딱 토모야 보고 나는 안 해야겠다 라는 생각이 들었어. 너무 그거였어.
아니 유가 했어도 나는 이렇게 잘 됐을 것 같아 나는.
진짜로?
응.
아 그런가?
응.
우리가 서로 닮았다고 느끼는 점, 반대로 다르다고 느끼는 점.
오. 우리 그 고향이 같잖아. 후쿠오카 출신.
그러니까
후쿠오카.
우리가 그 뭐지? 옛날부터 춤을 했었잖아. 그래서 한 번 만났을 수도 있어.
맞아, 만났을 수도 있어.
그래서 그게 너무 신기했어.
맞아.
같은 그 배틀 나오.
그치
오.
같은 배틀 나갔었고.
맞아. 그걸 생각해 보니까 와 만났었으면 어떻겠지라는 생각.
그 얘기를 한 게 언제였지? 데뷔하고 나서. 데뷔하고 나서 꽤 지나고 나서 뭐 얘기하다가 근데 배틀 뭐 나갔었어 얘기하면서 정말 그거 나도 갔었는데 막 이런 댄스 배틀 시절 얘기가 있으니까
맞아.
와우.
신기해.
너무 신기했어 그때.
그리고 나는 일본어로 얘기할 때 사투리 있잖아.
응.
뭐랄까 이유랑 얘기하면 좀 가족들이랑 얘기하는 느낌.
진짜?
뭐랄까 조금 편안함이 있어.
오.
신기해. 좋은 의미로 그 동네 형이랑 얘기하는 느낌.
진짜? 진짜? 오.
장난칠 때.
그렇구나. 닮았다.
닮은 점.
밥 좋아해.
맞아. 밥을 좋아하지. 그치 우리 맞아. 데뷔 전 아니야? 나랑 유랑 휴이 밥 먹으러 갔던 것도
그치.
있고
간장게장.
간장게장 맞아 먹으러 갔어. 그것도 먹었는데 상낙지
상낙지도.
what?
그 시장
That's
가가지고
crazy.
먹었어.
그리고 내 숙소에서도 내가 항상 유한테 부탁을 했던 것 같아.
응.
연습 끝나고 새벽에 숙소 가가지고 이제 유나 배고파 뭐 만들어줘 이렇게
만들었네.
그걸 만들어주고 밥을 좋아하네 우리.
응. 밥을 좋아해.
나중에 약간 밥 투어 같은 거
Oh yeah.
뭐
That'd be good.
너무 좋아.
돌아다니는.
좋은데? 그러자.
1년 뒤에 어떤 모습으로 우리 변할 것 같아?
와 상상이 돼? 반대로.
1년 뒤 똑같을 것 같아.
진짜?
좋은 의미로.
음.
근데 사실 지금 아예 나는 벽이 없거든. 뭐 아예 없어 난.
나도 없어.
I want to watch more content of them in terms of I don't know what kind of content, but you has a very specific way of talking that feels very innocent. I don't know how to explain it. He doesn't have like a complex when he talks, or like how do I explain it? For example, if you compliment you or you tell him something, he's just like, oh really? Oh really? Oh, okay. He seems very like surprised and like innocent when he's like answering and the way he's talking and stuff like that. And I want to know if he's like that all the time or if it's just in these settings, because Beatboxer Behind, or the Beatboxer Step Inside that I watched, he was actually more serious in that. And that was a cool side to see, because that is where you need to be serious. Like obviously they're playing around and joking and stuff, but for the most part, he seemed to be taking that very seriously. And then the I don't know what it's called. What's this thing? Real Nexz episodes. They're like very situational. So I kind of want to watch content where they're just being naturally themselves. Or maybe Real Nexz would be like if I watch more of those episodes, I'll get that as well. I'm just curious how his personality is. I felt like I knew his personality well. I don't know if I thought that, but like going through these episodes, he's very I don't know. I've never seen anyone like him. Like I can't even compare him. I can't compare him to anyone. I tend to compare people to others as a way of like learning about someone. But I don't have anyone to compare him to. He's very much his own character. And I don't want to say naive. He doesn't give me naive at all. He just gives me innocent. He gives me non-judgmental. He gives me very like open in terms of he'll take on compliments. He doesn't shy away from them. He's not like, no, I'm not like that. He doesn't seem to have a negative reaction. Like, you know how a lot of people have an immediate negative response to things and then will finish it with a positive? His immediate response to things always seems quite positive and quite welcoming and quite open. And it's really cool to see that in someone. And so the reason I brought that up is because they're talking about how do you think they'll change. I wonder if his personality is an age thing and how he will develop, or if he'll stay the same. I don't know. And again, I don't know them very well yet. Obviously, I've been watching these episodes. I've been watching Nizzy Project, but I don't think I'm going to really understand until I have devoured thousands of pieces of content. I need to see them in different settings, with different people, with different circumstances to really get like a whole picture of someone. I really like to dive into people like that. but that's kind of just what I've picked up on for him.
근데 사실 지금 아예 나는 벽이 없거든.
Oh wait, did I go forward?
와 상상이 돼? 반대로.
1년 뒤 똑같을 것 같아.
아 진짜?
좋은 의미로.
Tomoya, I can't
근데 사실
pinpoint how he is either yet.
지금 아예 나는 벽이 없거든. 뭐 아예 없어 난.
나도 없어.
아 근데 하고 싶은 게 많긴 해 나.
같이?
응.
뭐 하고 싶어?
나 무인도 유랑 가고 싶어.
굳이 왜 나랑 무인도야?
캠핑 같은 것도 가고 싶어.
캠핑하러 가고 싶어.
밥을 좋아하니까.
그러니까
그 낚시하고 그 요리 만들고.
최근에 말했잖아 우리.
맞아. 너무너무 하고 싶고. 근데 난 뭔가 아나? 뭔지 모르겠는데 할아버지가 돼도 나는 유랑 계속 약간 뭔가 그런 거 할 것 같아. 이 느낌.
That'd be
맞는 게
awesome.
많은 것 같아.
좋아하는 게 좀 비슷하나?
비슷해.
그치 해산물도 그렇고.
그래서 하고 싶은 거 많고 뭔가 좀 비슷한 것 같아.
근데 가끔씩 안무 짜고 할아버지가 돼도.
골이 아프겠네.
Doing these ones when they're older.
근데 나는 이제는 약간 그거를 느껴. 그냥 더 친해지는 게 안 느껴져 나는.
이제 많이 친해졌으니까.
맞아.
아.
아 근데 궁금하긴 하다. 이것보다 더 친해질 수 있는지. 친해질 수 있어.
아니.
나 궁금해. 왜냐면 사실 이것보다 더 친해진다. 그거는 거의 연애를 하는 거잖아.
그치.
아 진짜로.
그렇게
근데 이거 그치 더.
That's very interesting considering at the beginning you said he didn't feel like they were that close. Oh, sorry, he didn't say that. Let me rephrase. He said that they don't really talk that much. And then Tomoya said that he felt like he spoke to you the most. Very interesting. But now you're saying that he doesn't feel like they could get any closer. Fascinating.
친해진다. 그거는 거의 연애를 하는 거잖아.
그치.
아 진짜로.
그렇게
근데 이거 그렇지 않아? 나는 그렇게 생각해. 이것보다 더 친해진다는 게 뭐가 있지? 거의 연애하는 거잖아. 나는 그렇게 생각해.
그치.
궁금하긴 하다.
We're
같이 있으면
practically
어떻게.
dating.
그니까.
I kind of feel like Tomoya wants to get closer to you. Do you get that vibe? I kind of get that vibe. A little bit.
그치.
궁금하긴 하다. 같이 있으면 어떻게
그니까.
그러면 우리 이제 둘이 같이 해보고 싶은 거
좋습니다.
버킷리스트에
I love these
만들어볼까?
episodes
좋아요.
so much.
와 진짜 잘 그렸다. 와, 야, 진짜 잘 그렸다. 와 잠깐만. 나 유를 제일 잘 그리는 것 같아.
진짜로?
아 미쳤는데 나 미쳤어 지금.
Yu has the prettiest eyes. Honestly, I always say it, but in was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I was trying to figure out whether it was an Izzy project or whether it was the beatboxer behind. Every time he came on screen, his eyes, the shape of his eyes are so beautiful.
진짜 잘 그렸어.
왜 이렇게 커?
He does have big eyes.
이거 올게.
좋아.
오케이.
완성. 정말.
Very, very cute. Very, very cute. Last week I asked you guys who Huey was closest with, and a lot of you said Seita and some people said Yu. Some people said Tomoya. Yuki. Oh no, it's not. I would say Huey obviously spent years with Tomoya as trainees, so they're closer in comparison. But I've seen in their content that Huey actually knows Yuki better than other members. Interesting. I've been watching Next2U since before their debut, and based on what I see, Huey is closest with Seita and Tomoya. If you watch more of their content, you'll understand. Yeah. I personally think Huey is the closest with Yu since they hang out together the most. Oh. I'd say Huey is closest with Tomoya and then maybe Haru and Yuki. See, everyone seems to have... Personally, I think Huey is closest to Tomoya, possibly Seita too. Like, everyone seems to have a different answer. I'm not really sure if everyone I've seen it seems like Huey is closest with Seita. I think it's Tomoya. Everyone seems to have a little bit of a different answer. So what I was going to say is, who do you think Tomoya is closest to? Because I'm not going to be able to guess until I've watched so much of their content. What I got from this episode is that Tomoya seems to find a lot of strength in knowing that Yu is there. I think as a leader, when you have so much pressure on everything that you're doing, it can feel like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. So when you know that there's someone in the group that's reliable, like you and like Haru, because he said the same thing kind of for Haru as well, a similar-ish thing, it can be really, really comforting, especially knowing like that you have so many people in the group who are so talented and so capable and all of that. I think it would feel really nice to be Tomoya as that leader. It's very rare to find a group of people with so much talent. Like, honestly, I think Next2U are one of the most talented groups that I've ever come across. They are vocally solid all round. They're solid through rap. They're solid through dance. It's a group where no one has to be hidden, where everyone can shine on their own and no one is lacking. Even though some people might be a little bit better at certain things than other members, it still doesn't mean that that member's not really good still. So I think being a leader of a group like this would feel very comforting, as it is anyway. But to have someone like you who has such an amazing mindset, it seems, even though I'm sure he's closest to everyone, I feel like you really seems to appreciate everyone in the group. And I just, as I've already said this about him in every episode he's been in, I just love the way he answers. I love the way he speaks. I don't know if it's the fact that... So I've said this before, but I don't think anyone answered me. So maybe if you could answer this one. I don't speak Korean, nor do I speak Japanese. So I think this can only really be answered by someone who speaks Korean and maybe who is Korean. But when he speaks Korean, it sounds like he speaks with Japanese inflexes. Like when I hear people speak Japanese, and I lived in Japan for 8 months, Japanese people have a specific way of speaking, and then the way, like in their voice and the way they inflect, in the way that they like finish a phrase. And then when Yu speaks in Korean, it feels like he keeps that same vibe in his Korean, but I don't know if he does, and it's just me hearing something. So let me know like if that rings true for you. And so I can't work out if it's that makes him sound really innocent and always kind of excited about the way he speaks. He has like a very like, yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems like he's always very interested in speaking and listening. And I can't work it out. He's not just like, yeah, cool. He's like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? He's not laid back in that sense. It's like he's an active listener and an active speaker. I think I said this in his first episode. And then as for Tomoya, I'm trying to really work out his dynamic within the group, because he's still so young, and I don't know how it would feel to be having been a trainee and gone through Nizzy Project and constantly being called a natural star. And I don't know what he obviously ended up coming, what position he ended up coming, but I wonder like he had to fight for everything and fight for that spot and prove that he wasn't just naturally gifted, that he wanted to work for it, and then being made the leader, like, and as he said, having to be so strict and harsh, and even through Nalina, like, still kind of not being a vibe, so to speak. I wonder how he feels and who he's closest with and how he's settling into this role, because when did they debut? Because 2024, so this is their, what month? May. So they've nearly been 2 years. 2 years is still not a very long time. I wonder how he's settling into this role, because to me, he feels like someone who will put on a smile or potentially keep things to himself. As we already heard, when he was going through it and wanted someone to reach out, his way of showing that was by being mean to them or not being, like, as he already said, I'm not saying he was mean, but like as he said, like, you thought that he hated him. So he's giving off that demeanor because maybe he doesn't know how to open up. He did say in this that he feels like he's getting better at expressing himself and his emotions. So I do wonder where he's at, and I do wonder who he's closest with, and I hope that he does open up a bit more. And it would also be hard, so I'm talking so much, but it would also be hard not knowing how to be as a leader, because like I can imagine he probably thinks he has to be a certain way as well. Like, you have to be mean, you have to be tough, you have to be this. And maybe he's trying to now like find that middle ground, which is also what, like, if you guys watch Stray Kids, what Chan has also spoken about as well, how he was the same, quite mean at the beginning and then had to kind of like settle into the role and not be like that anymore. Yeah, interesting. I loved this episode, you guys. Very confused at the fact that he said the same thing at both ending ments, but maybe he said it because of this, as in you saying he doesn't want him to leave NEX2U, because I literally shared this. Like, if you might know what I'm talking about if you watched their fan meeting thingy-majiggy. Let me find it. It was literally just last week. It won't be that far. Here. That was honestly the cutest thing though when you started speaking. Here. He's like,
メンバーもちゃんと見てって、なんか視野も広くて、とりあえずやってることが半端ないです、あなたは。なので本当に一番感謝しています。で、友也がいてくれたからこそ俺はNEXTが成り立ってると思うし、NEXTも幸せになれると思うし、俺は友也のおかげで何でもできると思います。なので。
Such a pretty crier. Oh. No. That, I don't think this will happen, but please don't leave our side. I want you to stay with us forever.
僕たちのそばを離れないで、ぜひ数年先まで一生離れません。でもこうやってくっついてお願いします。なので一生そばにいてくれればいいなと思います。
So sweet. Oh, that was Budokan. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Wait. But this... Was this just uploaded late? Is that what's happened? This was uploaded... Because they only uploaded this on March 26th. But this was from last year. Is that what happened? Oh. I think that's what's happened. So I thought this was recent because they had uploaded it just last week. And so then I saw this part, but then it was from last year. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, damn. That's so funny. that was why it was confusing for me. I thought that was a recent fan meet. How confusing. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction as always. Sorry, I just spent so much time talking about, I don't even know what at the end there. I'll see you all next week. Last episode of NEX2U Project. Oh my god. And then whichever pairing we get next. Love you guys. Bye.